Hello and welcome to the Underpowered podcast, a gaming podcast where we battle our backlog, revealing what is worth your time, money, and energy. I'm Shelby Stokes, and on today's cast, Mr. Casey Cool.
Yo!
And old friend, returning guest, Armored Andy is with us.
Hey now, howdy.
What's going on, man? It's nice to see your beautiful mug.
Likewise.
Yeah, how you been, brother? What's going on?
You know, surviving, playing a lot of games, staying up way too late, going to bed at 6 a.m., getting up at 9.
Is it because you're cosplaying a cowboy a lot of times these days?
Well, not cosplaying just yet, but that might be happening soon. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no role playing, just role playing. You just get with a bunch of people and you're all dancing, and it is so fun.
I've been role playing twice a week for a while myself, or twice a month, every other week because of D&D. But you do it with cowboys on Red Dead Redemption, and it's been really fun to watch.
It is. We've gotten lucky too. There've been a lot of folks from No Pixel from the GTA role plays that have been coming over. And so a lot more exposure, and a lot of them tend to stay. I mean, it's not like either you're a GTA player or you're a Red Dead player and that's it. But the stories, they're a lot faster paced in GTA, where, you know, Red Dead, it's a lot slower, and it's a slower burn. Like, there's a lot more story development. There's a chance for so many different people to get involved in these bigger storylines and all contribute or take away or get killed or get injured or just build and build and build up to this fantastic, you know, climax of a story. So
yeah.
That's really neat. I mean, I haven't seen you dress up yet, but maybe one day. Is that what you're saying? Are you gonna is there like a goal you have to hit before you're dressing up in full cosplay?
Yeah, what's the goal?
I do have a goal of getting 100 subs from June 20th till July 20th. We're at 17 right now. I mean, we just started 2 days ago, so it's been great. But there is one character that I've recently been playing who is a German chef who makes schnitzel. He makes bratwurst.
Yeah, schnitzel.
No, this is my character. This is him. This is Adolf of Kuppersteiner, but most people call him Dolphy. And so if we succeed, I will dress up as him and play with my cam on for maybe, you know, for a couple of hours or something. And then maybe if that is successful, maybe we'll do another goal of a cooking stream where I actually make sausage from scratch. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Sausage from scratch? That's hard. That's hard.
It is. It really is.
I don't even know where to start with sausages from scratch. That sounds pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
Start with the grinder, and then you get some casing.
We're talking old-fashioned grinder too, like the hand crank one.
Yeah, I mean, I probably get something in like, you know, I would have it ground already, just because having to get all those different things and either buy them or because they don't probably let you rent.
I'm gonna do a character developing. This is something I do with my D&D players that you might appreciate at the beginning of each session. Okay, your character, what kind of wild game would he use in his sausage if you were making it as him?
Well,
right, as a wild frontierman.
Funny you should ask that, because his specialty, he has a special on his menu, because with him being a German chef, he has something called the worst wagon. You know, because he has a wagon that he sells his sausage from. So it's the worst wagon, and he's based in Blackwater. So when he ever comes to people, he goes, well, when you come to Blackwater, you can expect the best, but you're going to get the worst, you know? Like that. But he works with some of the local hunters and the local rangers and gets wolf meat. And with that meat, he will then finely cut it up, you know, make it into a fine mush, sprinkle paprika, some salt, some other hot spices to make a real nice hot sausage. And he serves it with a stein of beer. And so if people order it, they are now the fine recipients of the Wolfenstein special. So I got to slip in. Yes, I got to slip in a nice old game reference while still staying true to Western tradition, I guess.
I like that.
So.
That is awesome.
I've done a lot of research.
I think in the chat, Enrique says that you have to start by raising the pig yourself. That I think for 200 subs, you get a baby pig and then you raise it.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. My dogs would eat it before it even had a chance to mature.
They get along pretty well initially. They're pretty smart.
Then you just name the pig Dog, and then you're good to go, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
then they're herd. That's kind of how.
And then you go to your dogs when they're naughty. Guess what happens to bad dogs? And then you eat dog.
Things got dark quick. Real quick.
All right. Well, speaking of dogs and animals, I've been playing a video game with a lot of really cool mutant animals in them.
Ooh.
Mutant animals? Is this like Revenge the game? Is that what this is?
No, I wish it's the new TMNT Shredder's Revenge, the beat 'em up that I've been waiting anxiously for, and it's everything I dreamed of and
finally
more.
Happened, dude. Yes. It finally happened.
So here I haven't told you about this. My son was on an anti-video game stance for the last few months. He's like, I just don't want to play video games. We got him his own Switch for Christmas, and he's like, he got Kirby's Forgotten Land and beat it, and then he was just anti-video games for like 2 months. And I think part of it was he got Hyrule Calamity Warriors, and it was a little too hard for him. And I was like, hey, let's play this together. Just trust me. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he's like falling back in love with video games. He just wants to come home every day and play Ninja Turtles with me. And it's been such a great bonding experience because I talked about it last week on the show. Turtles in Time was one of my favorite games on the SNES as a kid. And this is such a good pays such good homage to it, but it elevates the level with current expectation of gaming. Like something I was talking about, so it's based on the 87 Turtles, which is the animated series where all the action figures came out of, right? And in their Discord that they did, Nickelodeon, I guess, gave them a Bible of characters that they're allowed to use. Like, hey, here are the characters from the Turtle universe that you guys have access to. They wouldn't say. There's some hints in the game at like Punk Frogs, which were like the amphibian version of the Ninja Turtles, but like people are already trying to guess.
Battletoads?
That kind of they wore Hawaiian shirts and they were all named after like Genghis Khan, Rasputin. Napoleon.
Right. I remember them. Yep.
Where did they come from? Where are they in the lore? Like, because I used to watch the show as a kid, and when they popped up when I was playing through the couple levels, it was just like, who the heck is this?
You've been playing too. Awesome.
Yeah. I got through like 9 or 10 levels, I want to say. Me and Dr. Z played through some of it yesterday.
Oh, because you guys are playing on Game Pass, huh?
Yep. That's exactly right.
Why can't you get on Switch to play with me?
Dude, crossplay. I don't know. They said it's coming. I don't have it yet. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
God, this reminds me of the arcade game so much.
It really feels nice.
But like
feels
characters
like you
have. Well, like we had a discussion about who's who with Ninja Turtles, and someone reminded me, Shelby, do you remember Workaholics when they're in the sewer and they're talking about who's what Ninja Turtle? And the biggest insult is, no, you're Donatello. Whenever we were here talking about everyone wants to be Donatello, and people that played the game like Donatello because Donatello had the farthest hitbox with his staff. But now characters have the stats. They have speed, power, and range, right? And it's cool to see how the character builds are. Who are you playing as, Shelby? When you're
I played as Raphael because I joined a game and didn't realize I could switch characters till like literally the end. Like it gave me Raph by just like by
you didn't hit over, or it was a filled up game and it was player 6.
No, it was just like 2 of us, but I didn't realize that once you got to the overworld map, you could just easily switch by going left and right. I was like, oh, there's no character select. That's weird. Oh well, and then just rolled with it for about 9 levels.
Nice. Yeah. Do you remember?
Is the playstyle for like April and Shredder different than the Turtles, or is it pretty similar?
For Splinter and April? Yeah. April is Splinter is like long range, but he's slow, but he's got a lot of power. And then his special, he doesn't have a lot of reach when you do his special attack. He like does it. That's the other thing they added to this game is the X button's a special attack for everybody. And everybody's special attack's a little bit different. Yeah, everyone plays different. Michelangelo's really fast. Leonardo's really balanced all across. Like you can do a lot of damage with Leo. It depends how you like to play. I see a couple of people like online that I've had join. That's something I really like about the game is that you can just say, I'm going to start a game and I'm going to keep it open and then people can just randomly join.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So people can just jump into your game at any time. And it's 6-player, which is rad. And like a lot of times people come in as Casey Jones and just, I can't keep up with the Casey Jones and combos. Like, what's your highest combo for hits?
I want to say I got like 30 or 40. I think is about where I landed. But I also didn't go through any of the tutorial. Like you can see it in this clip here. They kind of run through all of the move sets, and it's pretty extensive. And I didn't realize how deep the combat was. And to be honest with you, I was just kind of in there button mashing the entire time.
You can totally button mash.
It's like right here. So see like, all these move sets that come by on the left right here. Yeah. There's like a ton of different moves that are in, and I just figured it was like, okay, go in there and tap X until you kill everybody.
So on the Switch, it's Y, and you can do like 4-hit combos with Y. But if you keep hitting enemies and chain the hits, and like there's enough time in between, and you don't get hit, it keeps the hit meter going. So like the highest I've gotten to is like 88.
Ooh.
But my favorite thing,
who you 88 hit combo.
I've been playing a lot of 80 hit, like I've hit 88 like times. Yeah, but it's not one person. Like I switched to the other foot soldier and this and that. So if you can keep the action going, it keeps up your hit total.
But also you can like juggle like a body that's out of health up against a wall for a little while. Like, oh, I can balance this guy for like 20 hits. This is kind of cool.
You can cheese it pretty hard, which I like.
So we got through 10 levels, and it looks like there's about 20 total. Is that fair? Have you beaten this game yet?
I have not beaten it yet. So I would usually pick Michelangelo as my main, but I let my son has taken the reins as Mikey, and I was like, okay, because I really just wanted him to enjoy it, which it's been huge. But he likes that I play Splinter because I'm his dad. Like he goes, you're the dad. I know, it's so wholesome. So I've been playing a lot of Splinter, and he's been cool. I want to get Casey Jones. And then Raphael, I also played too. But,
so is Casey Jones an unlock at the end? Like
he is. You have to beat chapter 17, is what I've heard.
The game is actually kind of difficult, more difficult than I would have expected at the higher levels too. Like I kept wiping. Like in the beginning, it was like, okay, this is easy. I can just steamroll it. Yeah. And at the end, I was like, oh, I kind of need to think about the combos I'm laying down and avoidance.
Yeah, and I like the names are like chill for easy and gnarly for hard. It's like very, very solid. Yeah, it can be as hard as you want it. Have you gotten any of the achievements where it says don't take any damage or
it looks like each level has 3 different challenges associated with it, and some of them have to do with that level specifically. Others are kind of just like do a 12-hit combo or whatever. Yeah. And I thought that was a really smart move because there's really no penalty for not hitting those challenges. I also found that when I was playing with another person in co-op, if they didn't adhere to the challenges, we both failed out. It's like, oh, come on. You're really going to have to use some teamwork here. It's like, don't bring somebody in that's going to mess up your challenge mode, I guess.
Right. Well, that, and some people, everyone who's coming in has actually been pretty solid, I feel like, for me. And then sometimes like, oh, this is a little kid, and they're just happy to be there, so you got to carry as the adult. My favorite thing still is when you grab a character, I had to figure that out. Can you throw them at the screen? And you can.
And I couldn't figure out how to do that. I knew it was possible. I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. But I also looked at the move lists.
You didn't watch the tutorial at the beginning. They make you, and you press start course. So if you walk up to an NPC and you're really close, you'll automatically just grab them. And if you press back or forward, it's a certain throw. Up's a certain throw. You want to press down and Y. Down and Y throws them towards the screen.
Okay. Is there a level where you have to throw enemies at the screen? I mean, there's got to be, right? That's a requirement for this game.
There's like some bonuses for there. I don't want to spoil any characters, but I've always like every level when I see the bad guy at the end, even if it's Rocksteady or Bebop, I'm like, I remember that toy. I remember that character. Like they have Wingnut in it, and that was a great level.
Baxter Stockman.
As the bug. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And they know exactly what they're doing with this game. Like when you start a level, it like pops up the silhouette in a neon color, just like it did back in the 80s game. Like they are totally invoking the nostalgia, and it's pretty well done. Yeah.
The music too is boom. It's perfect. T. Lopez did it, and they got some other big artists like Ghostface Killah's on the track, and Megaran. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Megaran. He's a nerdcore rapper that's really awesome. He's Black Materia is one of his albums that I really love, and he did Pizza Party, the like cover of the song at the end.
Very nice.
But T. Lopez, I've seen a lot of people sharing the music. It's very nostalgic, but just updated enough,
You're telling me they couldn't get Vanilla Ice back for Ninja Rap 2?
Oh man, that would have been so cool.
How did that not happen? Come on, what's Vanilla Ice doing?
For the sequel.
Vanilla Ice. He flips houses. Don't you remember that's how he got his resurgence as a celebrity? He had What's the home channel? What's the home channel, Andy?
TLC.
TLC.
Home and Garden. Home and Garden.
HG.
Yeah. Home and Garden. HGTV.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
We were all like TLC. It's a letter. You know. Yeah, he had an HGTV show for a while where he was renovating houses.
So I recently saw him on TikTok where he was showing off like a car of his. He was like, here's the original and check it out. It was from one of his old music videos. So he's out there doing things. Vanilla Ice is still relevant, guys. He's got a TikTok.
That's great.
That's how you know.
I like the Turtles 2. Turtles 1 is the better movie though. Turtle 1
of course.
Super dark.
Yeah, it's exactly what it had to be. You go watch Turtle 2, and it's like everybody, they must have had 6 extra lights during the production of the first film. And then on the second one, they're like, what the hell are we doing with all these extra lights? Flip them on. And like suddenly everything gets so
it was
bright.
over the top. I think the first one's trying to be gritty like the comic.
Oh, of course. Yep. And I love that. No, it was perfect.
I would like to see a more. I said this. This is awesome nostalgia. What I would like to see from the Ninja Turtle franchise is you get a game like Batman Arkham City, where you can drop in with 4 people at any spot, and it's a stealth game when you're the ninja. It's full on Ninja Turtles, but they're doing the stealth portion. I'd like to see who did Arkham City. Rocksteady, right? Rocksteady Games and
Yep.
Yeah.
Rocksteady.
I'd like to see. Give them the reins and let them see what they can do. But this game's great.
Big Doug says, "I like turtles."
He does like turtles.
Is that a D&D reference? I know that you guys are D&D campaign bros.
No, that's.
How do you find more Ninja Turtle stuff? The game just came out, Douglas, in the chat. Jeez.
Douglas.
I thought he spelled I like Tuttles. I thought he was going to spell it I like Tuttles.
Isn't that a meme?
The kid on the news?
With the skeleton paint. That's the part that I always remember, and the dead eyes. Tuttles. Yep. He had shark eyes.
Yep.
No, this game's really good. And it was only, I got it, you played on Game Pass, so if you're a Game Pass member, it's great. And then I got it 10% off for $21, and I think it's worth every penny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know how. I imagine you could work through the game pretty quickly, but with the challenges, it seems like there's some replayability. I am not really a beat 'em up type gamer normally, but I had some fun with this one.
Well, it's nice because I've been playing a lot of that, and then I was playing Triangle Strategy because I'm trying to get all the playthroughs for that, and I'm trying to prep for JRP July because I want to have a JRPG that I haven't touched, and I'm thinking maybe Final Fantasy 14 might be in my future.
Might be the one.
Might be the one.
Is that? Will we ever see you again? Because I know I have a couple friends that play that, and they're gone.
And then gone to the ether.
Yeah.
So I just probably played the first level 60. I gotta find someone that'll be foolish enough to play with me. Doug.
Enrique wants to play more Divinity Original Sin. That's his favorite
no,
game.
I believe it says Turtles is fun, way better than Divinity. It's actually playable.
Turtles in the Divinity Original Sin universe. Let's do this.
There is a turtle race in D&D. They're called Tortles. And
Tortles.
They're cool. They're good for like barbarians or monks. God, Shelby's he's not letting that go.
Hey, look, here's Filbert. Phil, what's up? He's on vacation. Shouldn't you be out there partying with your family? Phil says
no. He wants to be here with us. This is his family.
That's true.
We won't tell your family that you'd rather be with us, Phil. We promise.
Yeah.
I've also been playing a game that I finished when we were kind of on a little bit of a break, and it is called Sable, is what it is. And I played through this game. This game got a lot of love a couple years ago when it came out. Been on my list for a while, and I just am finally getting around to playing it. So this is an open world game where there is no combat whatsoever, none. You basically have this little glider, and you zip all around the world. You're wandering the open world and deciding what your purpose is. So it's a little bit heavy. Like it feels like very art school. You know what I mean? It's like go out and find your purpose. And that's what you do. You go out and you find your purpose.
It looks cool, but I don't like that it can't fight anything in it.
It's kind of nice. It kind of adds to like the chill atmosphere. You know what I mean? You're not worried about taking damage. You know, there is platforming, and if you fall down, you have to climb back up. But you essentially have the ability to glide and not really get killed whatsoever from what I've seen. Like the worst that can happen is you fall off a high building and have to make your way back up. The tutorial in the beginning is like, go out into the world and find your purpose. And there's activities set up in the world. And once you get 3 Once you accomplish like 3 goals of the same kind, you are then able to put that mask on, and essentially you can choose to end the game in the mask of your choice. So it feels like kind of like a rite of passage type game, almost like you're like going to college, but in a short little 10-hour package.
So it's a really quick game.
It is. Yeah, it's a very quick game.
It got a lot of style. I'll tell you that much. Just from watching it.
Am I seeing all the parallel? Am I like the only one seeing all the parallels to Rey Skywalker? Like, look at the speeder thing, having to make a decision about your life.
Yeah, it's definitely Star Wars heavy. I was feeling that too.
Feels, at least Rey Skywalker, or at least Rey. It totally felt that way. Just watching that. I mean, the art looks gorgeous too in this. But look, she's climbing a damaged ship, going in a speeder. There, right there. Junkyard. It was a junkyard.
It was pod racing.
Now right this is pod racing.
It's so true. And then at some point you have to like zip your glider through arcs, and that's like, oh man, I feel like I'm pod racing. This is awesome. There's some mystery. So this
I like
game,
Big Doug's comment. No combat, and I'm out. Read a book, nerd.
Read a book. This game, I thought he said this game has feelings. How dare you? This game is very heavy. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't know that I'll go back and 100% it. I've got like 3 or 4 masks and then chose one and saw credits. I liked it. What this game really showed me is what I missed about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think I retroactively understand Breath of the Wild better after playing this game.
So does it make you want to go replay Breath of the Wild?
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm trying to check stuff on my list. I wouldn't mind going back and replaying it for sure. But like the awe of like going out into an open world and being like, I can go to the top of that mountain. Always like, okay. Like when I played through Breath of the Wild, that didn't grab me. But this is like tapping into that draw. Like I understand the draw of that now, where I didn't before.
Yeah.
Cool. I like this game. I try it out. I think it's $20. It's definitely an experience.
It's on Game Pass.
It's a 10-hour game. It is on Game Pass. You're not going to get a very long play out of it, but I also didn't 100% it. So you could probably play this game for 25 hours if you wanted to and still not see it all, because it's a very big open world.
That's cool.
I'd recommend it if you're into that kind of thing.
You don't need fuel for your speeder or your pod or anything?
I didn't.
So you just go everywhere.
Yeah. Is Jar Jar Binks a hidden character? What's the Jar Jar Binks?
Where does Jar Jar Binks exist in this? He's one of the NPCs.
Jabba the Hutt DLC. When
Jar Jar Binks is just like constantly licking things, and you find him in different spots where he's just licking the ground.
Wow.
Hey, someone's got to be the most annoying character in the game. This time it's Jar Jar, just like every time. So I know we talked a little bit about Red Dead. I know there's a couple of videos here for you.
Actually,
and
I want to see his Red Dead videos too. And I have a quick aside for news before I'll get, I guess, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is like unbeatable on the Switch. Have you heard anything about that? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit too. I just wanted to hit that maybe as something we talked about here. But yeah, Andy, let's see some of your live videos of your Red Dead roleplay here.
So this is just the intro to one of my characters. His name's Buzzard Buxton. He is now a ranger who, if you want to look at, think about what park rangers are now, but think about what a ranger would have been back in Wild Western times. Like they know the land, they're survivalists. They make their living killing wolves that venture out onto trails or bears and things like that. And so it's a lot about this camaraderie, this brotherhood and sisterhood of people that all want to protect each other and the crossing. So this is kind of the intro that I play before every stream and also all the YouTube videos that I do. So
that's cool. It's got some good old Western feel to it.
Yeah.
Wolf. Has Red Dead Online improved? Is it slowly becoming like where GTA 6 was, or not 6, GTA 5, how that everyone gets GTA 5 not for GTA 5 but for GTA Online?
I've still heard that RDO is terribly toxic. You'll run into people that will just want to make your day terrible because they want to feel better about themselves.
Excellent. I'm liking this. Go on.
Luckily, the wild role play that I play on, it's a role play server. It's a whitelisted role play server, which you have to apply for, and there's a 2-step interview process and things like that. So it does. it is regulated. They want people to go there and craft a story, and understand the rules, because it's not just about you winning. It's about telling a story collaboratively, because it's a matter of, like I was talking about at the beginning, it's about dancing. It's you enter a scene and maybe another person enters the scene, and it's about how you guys dance.
Yeah. How you interact with each other, how you listen to each other. I think that's a big thing in role playing, in like tabletop role playing too, is the really good D&D players listen to each other. I would want to so badly just be an outlaw, though. I'd be like, okay, how can I be the most wanted man on this server?
There are plenty of people that can do that.
You are the toxic person on Red Dead Online.
No. I would do it within the windows of role play.
Well, that's the thing.
I would figure out, be like, this is your wife, huh? And then I'd kidnap their wife. Then be like, you're gonna give me,
There are plenty of criminals that do that. Oh yeah. There are ones that work. They attack from the side. They don't come right at you. There are ones that are so conniving. They take their time. They do their homework. There are bank robberies that are available to do. You need to usually have like a team of 5 or 6 to do it. You can take people hostage and things like that. It's not a matter of, you can't just roll into a town and just start shooting the place up.
Right.
You can't, because there's no story there.
Can you have to build a town? Or is it only how does that work too?
It's all pre-existing, mostly pre-existing elements from the game. There are little things where if you go down to like Armadillo and Tumbleweed, there are no medical areas. And given that a lot of people have been living down there on our server, or the server, the Wild RP server. I can't say our server like I own it or anything, but it's just, it feels like my home is what it is. Yeah. There was times where, as a role play, we actually went as a group, a bunch of us, and they all built tents. And what they ended up doing later was going into the actual server when it was offline, or they did like their test server, and they found you could replicate the tents from a different place, and they brought them down and set them up in Tumbleweed or in Armadillo. So now there are tents there. There are elements you can copy, and there are parts in Tall Trees where there's the Skinner camps, all the cannibals and things like that. They've gotten rid of a lot of that because we're role playing. A lot of us are streaming it, and you don't want to walk by severed heads every time and a body that's been cut down the middle. So they got rid of a lot of that stuff. There have been little it's a modded server, so they can add and take away things. So it is kind of cool. I don't know if they could necessarily build entire cities, like a whole new town somewhere. I do know they are thinking of opening up different buildings in towns, because if you go to somewhere like Blackwater or Valentine, you can't walk in every door. You'll just stand there and try to open the door and it won't open. So, but you can actually go in if you're modding it and actually add an interior and things like that, which would be really neat. So
yeah, and I know you have quite the community, right? I mean, you were kind of near the top of the charts back a couple months ago.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop
so
it.
Cool. That's so cool.
I got really lucky. I had some amazing other people folks that I was collaborating with, and I got a lot of raids. I got a lot of views. It was fantastic. Yeah. Great. And there are just more and more people coming. And what's wild about this is that all the staff that are part of the admins of the server, like they're not getting paid for this. They do get monetary donations, which is great, where to upkeep the server and to add things or to hire coders if they need to figure out how to adjust things for us. But it has been, just the outpouring, the support, how many people come in and say, oh my God, I want to play this so bad. What's even amazing about it is that it's not like you can apply, and if you get denied, it's like, that's it. There's your only shot. You can apply in 30 days. You can reapply, and you can keep going until you actually get in. So
do you see you doing something like this with No Man's Sky? Because we were talking about playing No Man's Sky today.
If there was some kind of capacity, there isn't voice on there, I don't think, right? You can't do voice on No Man's Sky.
I don't know that. Yeah.
I would have to know, I would need to see all the lore of the Gek and the Vikings and all them too, so that if you actually made a character, because honestly, we could all get into Discord server and just, you would just have to know if you're in vicinity of different people, or if you're going to send a long range communication and you just add static. You're like, I'm coming to our space station and I'm going,
that'd be cool.
I'm going to kill you. Although, can you actually fight people? I don't think you can fight people. So that's not a whole lot of conflict.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's true.
If you might make the move to No Man's Garfield.
And Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, let's check this out. So this is Dead by Daylight, right?
This was my second time playing.
Was it really?
And I'm terrible. As you can tell, I get a little feisty. But there's just a little trailer because we're going to be releasing some YouTube content. So,
is this just a like hunt the dead for like what is this game? Oh my god!
It's kind
of
you
die a lot.
I do. It's my calling. There's just a lot of screaming, but you play with a group of 4, and then the 5th person is the killer. You don't necessarily know who the killer is, and so we
I would say if we played with Big Doug, it would always be Big Doug. He'd be the killer.
Big Doug is always the killer. For sure.
I think there is a way that you can join. I'd have to figure it out. I mean, like I said, it's my second time playing, but it's you have to do certain tasks around this map, and meanwhile the killer is slowly level. It's almost like it's very it takes Evil Dead, the game takes elements from Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th as well, very close, similar to that, where you have to find things, or you have to turn on these generators that end up producing enough light and enough electricity to open this door or this hatch so you can get out. And so, but it's also what skills you bring with you and certain either trinkets or tokens and stuff like that, whether that give you an advantage or a disadvantage. So it's still scary. Like even I'll scream during Phasmo, and I've been playing Phasmo for like 2 years.
Is that right?
I just still scream because it's like no game is the same, which is great. And that's even harkening back to like role play, like no day is the same. So it just keeps it fresh.
The Quarry is like the new version of this, right?
I've heard that. I don't necessarily know if it's the same kind of dynamic. I think that seems like there's a lot more story in there.
Yeah, it seems like it's like a one-player experience. I know David Arquette's in it. That's about it. And I am interested in that because he's a character.
Oh, that's cool. Well, it sounds good. I mean, you're doing a lot of things. It sounds like you're staying up with Red Dead. So that's kind of my favorite thing to kind of drop in and say hello on. So
it's
exciting time.
It's too fun. It's if you think about it in terms of, as a streamer or as a content creator, it's it's one of the biggest collaborations that I've ever done, where you're improvising. Sometimes you're doing a voice as well, so you have to stay in character the whole time. There's no script. You have to abide by the rules. You have to know the mechanics of the game itself, the controls and all that. But also you have to know all of the story that you've generated, as well as your backstory that you might not have even told people yet. And it's so addicting because you'll go in and just have these scenes with people and either get into a lot of trouble, or you go out and have a great time.
And I know, like when I played through Red Dead 2, I know my biggest problem was like accidentally shooting the gun when I didn't mean to. So that would not work out for me. I would be denied on the second interview. It sounds like. Accidentally shoot the interviewer. Oh boy. So cool.
I just don't like scary games because I'm a giant wimp.
Oh come on, you can do it.
I don't like that feeling at all.
Well, there's a feeling of relief after, like you like instantly, at least for me.
No, I'm a dweller.
You dwell. Huh.
Yeah, I'd be like, what if this happen? I'm like my son. So my son recently just had he came home from school. He's like, Dad, is it true that Russia and China are going to power up together and take over America and start World War III? I'm like, who are you talking to? Was like my question. He's like, Max. I go, tell Max's dad to quit watching Fox News. Like, what do you do? What is going on? Like, I was like, but actually, the honest conversation, I'm like, what do you think Max is a bright guy? No. I go, okay, then just run with that. Like, and it was rough, but
so you have to get into your dad's parental controls on his TV.
Yeah, he was still talking about it today, and this was like a week ago. So he dwells on things like that, and I would dwell on that. Like I'd wake up in the middle and be like, but they could break in and stab me in the heart while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, and well, I mean, speaking of parental controls,
nailed it.
The kid is playing Diablo Immortal. Make sure that they have parental controls on.
Yeah, Diablo Immortal seems like something that a kid could buy a lot of goods on. And recently in the news, the story that we're running today as we get into our speculation News Network.
Diablo Immortal is expensive, is what we're getting at here.
If you want it to be. A player spent $15,000 getting a rare gem and then destroyed it in protest. The streamer was Quinn69, and then he immediately deleted his character and uninstalled the game. So he's been streaming for a while, and he spent $15,000 on a rare gem, but he spent over $24,000 or $25,000 really. And then he's a New Zealand streamer, and he's been streaming for a while, and he just went full rage.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So he kind of went in there, spent a whole bunch of money, got the 5-star gem, and then was just like, see you later. And essentially like gave the big forget you, if you will, for the kids at home to Blizzard. Not so happy with the way this played out. So microtransactions in Diablo, everyone was real upset about it. And now that the numbers are starting to come out, it's like, the fans were right. Like, don't water down my Diablo with microtransactions.
Weren't they really doing that though? Diablo 3 went through microtransactions in Diablo 3.
You know who would know that? Filbert
and Big Doug.
Wait, it says New Zealand dollars spent. What's the convert? Because that's 25. Okay. So spend more than 15 grand American.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's 63 cents. So hold on.
Well, the numbers are right here. 25,000 NZD is converted over
15,
to 15,900. Almost 16 grand. You're $3 off 16.
Oh my god.
So that's where the 15 comes in the title of the article. I was like, 25. Yeah, that's where I was. Weird. Yeah. Wasted money. But he makes it with the
not
stream,
wasted, spent very well. I'm very
pretty
good
sure that's all a write-off. That's all a write-off for him.
That's
no joke. That's a write-off.
Yeah, and if anything, we're talking about
content. It's content. That's what it is. It's content for his thing, for his gig.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Does that mean we can write off Pokemon card purchases, Casey? Is that what you're saying?
If you show them and have a discussion, have a 5-minute discussion, I'm pretty sure it's considered a write-off.
Enrique, we need to know. Can we write off our Pokemon purchases?
Enrique bought a mic and he got a stand for pack opening, and he's ready to go. So we can talk off air after this about. We want to start a opening Pokemon segment here.
Yeah, for sure. Another news story that we have in the queue here is that the Oculus Game Store is having a sale, 40% through June 26th. So if you are an Oculus player, please go in there and make sure you get those deals if you want them. It looks like we have Resident Evil 4's discounted. The Vader Immortal series for those Star Wars fans. Andy, have you played any of that? Vader Immortal?
No, I want to get an Oculus. I'm just afraid of all the damage I would do. I would have to literally sit somewhere and like make sure there's nothing within my radius, because I would cause some serious damage. And I don't. Yeah. My monitors are here. Both my rigs are here. It would be scary. Yeah. But I still want to get one, because they dropped down in price, I think, too, didn't they, recently?
Oh, I don't know. Have they? I mean, I know they were $299 for a while, which
they still might be. Yeah.
Yeah. I know one of the first times that I put on the Oculus headset, I was walking around my living room and like bent over to do something in virtual reality and hit my face on like the dresser in our living room. Never felt more dumb in my life. I was like, oh, cool.
It is so amazing though with VR how quickly it would take maybe 5 or 10 minutes for your brain to accept that as reality. The second you put those on and you got the headphones in or whatever, it's 5 to 10 minutes, and the brain looks at it as that. It's the weirdest thing.
Are you going to buy virtual real estate? Is that what you're telling me, Andy? You're looking at virtual real estate right now?
In the sand universe? Yes.
I mean, if I could sit back and be like first personing an X-Wing, piloting an X-Wing or something, I'm totally, a Top Gun or something, I'm game. I'm totally game.
I just went in theaters and saw the new Top Gun, and I am all for, but I want a Top Gun version of Star Fox. I was saying this.
Or like Afterburner. Remember Afterburner in the arcade? The thing you actually sat in?
Oh, yeah.
Afterburner, baby. Oh, get the rights. Make it.
Or Wing Commander. Wing Commander was great, too. That's like one of EA's last great bastions that they got away from. I'd love to see. I'd like a good flight simulator.
But yeah, I never played.
It's actually really good. I want to give that to
better than the first.
Saying that
better than the first or no?
I think it's better than the first.
Does it need the first?
You could watch this one and enjoy it, but like knowing the backstory. Here's the thing about the first one. I rewatched the first Top Gun this week, or prior to going to see the movie. It has some pacing issues, and the whole romance story with him and the flight instructor in that is kind of like, like I don't really need this. Like, show me the plane stuff, and it's yeah. I have some other.
I feel like movies have come a long way since that initial release too. Like, we got to give it a little credit.
Well, no, like they were in like actual. I think who are the guys that fly up here in the Pacific Northwest? The Blue
Angels? No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were up there with them and doing like the real turns and like it felt like, they did some really cool stuff. Yeah, the blue jeans, yes, the blue jeans,
yes, the blue jeans, the blue jeans,
blue jeans, baby.
Tampa blue jeans, everyone's favorite.
I would want that in the reality but and I'm waiting like there's a window for a D&D type VR experience.
Demio, man. I've heard really good things about Demio or Demio, however you say it.
Yeah, you told me. I'm very interested, but I think Wizards of the Coast needs to get into it and just be like, hey, watch this.
We just want to drive down and yell at them.
Yes.
Let's go.
Put me in the game.
They're Renton, right? Yeah, they're in Renton.
Yeah, they are. They're right down the road. Yeah, we demand it. And
actually, you want to know something great? I'm from the East Coast. I'm from a little state called Rhode Island, and one of my friends, his sister, graduated a couple of years after me in high school. Like, we both different colleges, barely ever knew each other or anything. She works at Wizards of the Coast.
That's awesome.
Yes,
small world.
I know.
You could probably get a tour. Can't you get a tour of that place?
Possibly.
Are you from Quahog?
There's no place called Quahog.
He saw what I'm doing.
There's no place. Listen. I was in college when Family Guy came out, and all the people because I went to film school in New Jersey, and every Jersey kid. So, what, is there Quahog, Rhode Island? Oh, it killed me. Absolutely killed me.
Seth MacFarlane went to a film school over in the East Coast too, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to RISD. He went to Rhode Island School of Design. Okay. So he learned animation and everything there.
That's it.
It's a big school. It's 5 blocks away from Brown. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great little place down there.
Casey, after last week's episode, you said that Nintendo might do a direct. It sounds
and then
like
they did.
And then
they did. They're doing a direct.
Has this happened yet? No, this is happening tomorrow, right?
It's happening the 22nd. It will, if those listening to the pod, and it is a Xenoblade 3 only direct, which isn't really. Yeah,
that can't
it's only
be real. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Like, there's no way, right?
We'll focus on 20-minute presentation to air. It's just going to be Xenoblade. Does Xenoblade
have a big enough following to justify this?
As someone who loves JRPGs, I could not care any less.
You need to go back and play this because this game is in Super Smash Brothers, so that's how you know that you need to go back.
That character in Super Smash Brothers. I played the second one and I didn't care for it.
Oh, is that right?
I put like 15 hours into it, 20 hours, and it's just like it's still tutorial at that part. Like it's weird pacing. I just didn't like. It's a really visually appealing, and
I was gonna say the art style looks kind of cool.
It's cool. A lot of anime waifus in there and things of that nature, and husbandos. But I'm just not.
What's a husbando?
I think it's what they call. It's like a husband. Yeah.
What is a waifu?
Waifu?
Yeah.
Like anime
wave or wife.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, a waif and a wife. No, I don't know.
Yeah, husbando is like is there's waifus and husbandos. Husbandos are internet husbands, or anime husbands, and waifus are your anime internet wife.
I husbands and I wives now.
Yeah. So I'm just not interested in this. I'm really hoping they'll be like at the end. Oh, there's going to be a direct for other games soon. Because when do you think the last Nintendo Direct was before this?
Wasn't like early spring, February?
It was February. It's been 131 days. There's a counter. If you Google when's the last Nintendo Direct, it will tell you the days every day. Because Google's like, we get this and that asked enough. We're just going to make it a little thing to count it.
That's crazy.
I want to know about Metroid. I want to know about Bayonetta 3. There's other things I'd rather hear about. Like, cool. I don't know. I don't know. Nintendo does
I
whatever
would
the
be
Nintendo
all over a new Metroid game. I mean, the 2D platformer that came out last year that was Metroid was really, really good. Really
Well, they want to
enjoyed
make a
that one.
Prime. They want to make a like the old.
That's what I'm thirsty for. Is give me that
Yeah.
Prime. Give me that Prime.
And give me you and Logan Paul's Prime. You drinking Logan Paul Prime?
Is that his energy drink?
It's his like electrolyte drink, yeah, or he
Okay,
calls it something rehydration drink.
I want to order
water?
some. Internet, what flavor should I order when I get the
Blue.
Logan Paul drink? I should get, what is it, G.I. Joe card flavor.
The rat poison.
Oh man, the G.I. Joe card thing is super sad. By the way, it's sad, funny, and horrible to just get screwed. Because Enrique in the chat, he sent me a picture today. He ordered a special edition 25th anniversary Venusaur card. The envelope was torn open and someone took it out of the envelope.
Oh no.
Yeah, it got hosed. He got 2 other good cards. It's like a whole thing he's gonna have to deal with now. But he got it like for a sneaky steal. But he didn't get it at all, which is like the whole thing. That's the thing about the game. Yeah.
Somebody just mail him a ripped open envelope and it's like, oh, sorry, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna bring it up to eBay here in a day or so.
Oh my gosh, I wish I was that insurance agent on that call.
It's like this kid I knew in middle school that had said he had a Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card.
Oh, the rarest
he would never
card,
show anyone. Yeah. He would never bring it to school, and even when we went to his house, he's like, "No, I can't show you." It's like
you don't have it.
And then this other kid, Chris, I know this son of a. He stole my Shivan Dragon. I kid you not. He stole my Shivan Dragon. And I'm going to find him one day. And I'm just going to be like, hey, man, did you ever? You must have. And he'll be like, yeah. And I'll be like, give me $20 right now. Give me $20.
Is that what it's worth right now?
Probably. It might be worth more, but
I had an Edition 1 Charizard get stolen from me as a kid. That would be worth so much now. So
Enrique, we're totally going to pull that Venusaur for you on our next booster pack.
Yeah, we're going to talk after the episode.
We're going to get a new version Pokemon and draw a classic Venusaur. It's never been done before.
Do you know what we're going to call our Pokemon segment, our Pokemon show? I came up with a great name.
No.
The 6-pack or the sick pack, like opening up a sick pack. And then we're going to just open a nice cold sick pack, and we're going to open 6 different packs every time we do it.
So these are unopened packs that you get from like eBay or something.
We're going to buy like current packs, old packs, new packs, mystery packs. All of these we're going to do pack openings.
Where do you get them?
The internet, eBay, your local game shop. Like you could get them from anywhere. Like if you get like I was telling them, Brilliant Stars is a really hot deck as we get into Pokemon talk right now. And I bought some for my son, and he opened up a pack, and he had 2 hot foils in there, and like one's a rare Charizard, and then some other thing. And it's like he's just super, super lucky with the Pokemon things, even though he lost my $800 card that I gave him, which is a different story.
How? Where?
Why would you give a kid an $800 card?
I didn't know it was that much. I didn't know. I just thought it was a cool card, but it's a rare art of the Latios and Latios making a heart together with their heads. And
look, Dad, it goes in the toilet.
No, he put it in a special like case, and then he doesn't know where the case is, and I'm afraid we might have.
So it's somewhere in the house. I was like, it's somewhere in the house.
It could be somewhere in the house. I've torn the house up, but it's like it could be in a random bag. It could be somewhere because it was around Christmas time, January-ish. In January.
Oh yikes!
They did it, so
it's gonna be like the Christmas ornaments or the Hanukkah ornaments.
Yeah,
like you're gonna open it up and be like, oh, here it is.
Yeah, that would make me so happy. I made a deal with Enrique. If we do get that pack, I called dibs on that card. And he goes, fair. Like he goes, that's fine. That is the only card I want with that. But Prime, by the way, if you want a 12-pack, it's $30, and they're all sold out on their website.
Bum bum bum. It's all right.
Did you hear my dog? Did you hear my dog when you did that? She went like she
responded. She responded. Yeah. So for our next segment, we're gonna bring back one of my favorite segments. We've done it once. This is our second time. This is called Rolling It Back.
Ooh.
Yes. So, all right, Shelby, why don't you explain the rules while I get my D&D dice out?
So within this game, what we're going to do is we're going to roll 2 dice. One is a D4, the other is a D10, and we are going to choose a random year from those 2 dice, and then we're going to go back in time, look at the games that were released in that year, and each of us are going to choose our favorite, And we're also going to talk about the most influential game of that year.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we don't know what the dice are going to be. I kind of threw together a little charty chart here, and here it is. So Casey, roll a d4, and we're essentially looking, if it's a 1, it's going to be the 80s, a 2 will put us in the 90s, a 3 in the aughts, and 4 will be in the 20s.
D4, which is your hands, usually in D&D, or like a dagger. Also, the worst dice to step on.
Ooh, it looks sharp.
It's a pyramid, yeah. Right.
Ow.
We got a 4.
A 4. That puts us in 2000 something.
Okay, 2000. Okay, next, what do we roll?
You roll
D10.
a D10.
D10. D10.
We've already knocked off 2000 on this list.
You know what's one of my favorite things? It's like roll a D6, and then I'm always looking for the D6, and I'm like, wait a second, that's just a regular dice. And then you feel kind of stupid after someone says roll that. All right, there's the D10. No, wait, that's my... yeah, that's the D10. Okay, here we go. We got a 3.
A 3. So 2013 is our year. So let's check it out. What do you think came out this year?
In 2013, came out in 2013. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Is the wiki Plants vs. Zombies 2?
Let's walk away.
A Link Between Worlds.
Ooh.
Let's see. Bioshock Infinite hits this list. The Last of Us. The first
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Ooh, GTA 5. That's gonna be hard to beat.
Super Mario 3D World. Dota 2.
Dota 2. Oh shoot.
Dota 2 was out like way before that, I feel
really?
Like. Yeah, I knew people
Dota was around for a while, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of integrations that dropped off my array.
I'm thinking
better time for me. What's up, Loxalus? Nice to see you, man. We're trying to figure out what the best game released in 2013 was currently, and here's the list in front of us. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, pretty cool game. Don't know if it's up there for my favorite personally, but definitely did some things. Spelunky.
People really like some Spelunky. I think this is a two-man race between GTA 5 and Dota 2 at this point.
Is that right? Yeah. So most.
Was it ever highest grossing?
Yeah. Let's see what else we got on this list.
It's got to be those two.
Puzzles and Dragons. Played that game on my phone for a hot minute. That was
Candy Crush Saga. But that come out in 2013.
Oh no! It's just highest grossing.
Because World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah.
Came out in 2013. That's not right. That was that way before that.
No, WoW came out before. That's just what made money that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dota 2 came out 2013. I guess people were playing it when it was a mod before it was like officially. Development began in 2009 with Ice Frog, as I read their wiki. So, interesting. Okay.
Super Hexagon. That was a really good game. Did you guys ever play Super Hexagon?
No.
It was a trip. Definitely would not take extracurricular activities and then go play that for hours on end before I fell asleep. Definitely not.
Ooh, Fire Emblem Awakenings on there. That's probably my favorite from 2013.
Fire Emblem Awakenings.
Yeah.
Dead Space 3.
Aliens, Colonial Marines.
Everyone's favorite. One of the most underrated games of all time.
And people love them some Persona. Oh, that's the fighting game, Persona Arena. But I know people do like that. Man, there's a lot of good games. Brutal Legend. That's the biggest whiff of a game.
No, I wanted to like that game so bad. I made so many excuses for that game, but it was just that is the last game that I pre-ordered from a GameStop. After I pre-ordered that and got it, I was so disappointed that I refused to pre-order a game ever again.
Is that now? Do you hate Jack Black because of that, or
no? Jack Black's still the man, dude. Jack Black can do no wrong. Yeah, he's doing things. Have you seen those commercials for his like men's protean bars that he has out?
No,
right now? It's a pretty good commercial.
Okay.
I do recommend.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
Man, there is a lot of really good games, but I think Dota 2 and GTA 5, because GTA 5 is still affecting everybody today. You know, like that's
RE6. Yeah, we can just go through this whole list. Let's stick to the top, just because we know that that's where the cream of the crop is for the most part.
Yeah.
Even though there's a good potential that we're missing something, we're just going to go off this list for the sake of time. Bioshock Infinite, I have to say, did a lot of good things. It was not as good as the original, right? Bioshock 1 and 2, I thought were where it was at. Infinite did a lot of cool stuff, but I don't think it held up.
I would never replay it. Here personally. Fire Emblem Awakening was 2012, so that's out of the list. Link Between Worlds is actually one of the maybe most criminally underrated, even though people do talk about it, but not enough people talk about it. Zelda's ever. Like, it's one of the if you have a 3DS, it's one of my top 5 games for owning and playing on a 3DS.
Yeah.
And but GTA 5 is GTA 5. And then Last of Us is also I think it's this. I think it's GTA 5, Last of Us, Link Between Worlds, and Dota 2 are your top 4.
So I would have to agree. I think most influential goes to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Like, that game came out and essentially is still going on, and it's 10 years later, and that game is still hugely successful. A lot of people playing online. And if you remember, that game launched and it was broken online. Like, you would log in and it would not work. And they've cultivated a fan base and following for GTA 5 that is pretty unparalleled. Like, well, that's probably being a little bold. And I know Andy could probably speak to online communities better than I, but in terms of a 10-year run, it's pretty impressive that they're able to hold that community up as long as they have.
Yeah. And those that came in from the Watchlist raid, if you want to follow, give us a follow. We're trying to get to 50.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is find,
and we'd love to hear your opinions in the chat too about these games on what you
right.
Last of Us has to be up there too, because Sony is still milking that for all it's worth.
That's where I land on my favorite.
Was 2 better in your opinion, or you still gotta say the original?
Yes, it was. I would say Last of Us 2 was better. I thought their storytelling was a lot better. I thought number 2 was a little long in the tooth, but you got to remember, when Last of Us came out, like, no one was really taking video game story as seriously as they did. And it was so well scripted. It was almost like watching a television show unlike you had ever seen before.
Which it is now. It's going to be a show.
We will be seeing it.
Yeah.
Well,
from the writer of Chernobyl. From the writer of Chernobyl. So
yeah.
Oh, is that right?
But also the writer of I think he wrote The Hangover 2 and a couple others. So, but this man has stepped up. He has stepped up his game quite a lot. Yeah. I have every confidence in Craig Mazin. So
Craig Mazin. Yeah. The other one that sticks out to me, I've heard Splunky. It's like an up my alley game. That Mario 3D World is the one that they re-released with Bowser's Fury. I just want to give it its flowers because it's a really good Mario, but they perfected it when they put it on the Switch. I can tell you the game that gets me the most frustrated on this list is Mass Effect 3.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one where they went back and changed the ending because people whined about it.
ME3 Citadel. Is that a DLC?
Oh, that actually might be a good question.
I don't know what Citadel is. I guess I could click this and learn something.
Yeah, let's do that, please.
Oh, it said Wii U in that description.
Mass Effect Citadel's on the Wii U.
The game features a variety of DLC, so maybe this is the complete package. I'm not sure. I also think
because Mass Effect 3 came out in 2012, so Citadel is a DLC.
I think we also have to shout out Fez. At least I want to shout out Fez. When Fez came out, the online community that was picking through that game, trying to uncover the mystery as the game came out, was a pretty cool moment in time.
Yeah.
There's been other games that have tried to do it, but it was so groundbreaking when that game came out. It was almost like everyone was on the internet trying to find an Easter egg hunt together, trying to unravel this mystery on forums and stuff of that nature. So that was a pretty cool moment in time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that guy, the creator of that there was that documentary that was out at the time with that and Super Meat Boy, and it got a lot of coverage.
Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy. People love them, some Super Meat Boy. So, okay, let's rank these things, Shelby, and
let's choose our favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
So, what is your favorite, Casey?
Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds. You go with Link Between Worlds. How about you, Andy?
Favorite or most influential?
Favorite.
Favorite first.
I'd probably go with Last of Us then.
Yeah.
For story.
That's where
that groundbreaking aspect of it.
Yeah.
Makes you sad.
Video games on the map. Yeah.
Makes you sad. A game that hits you right in the feels.
Yeah.
Just like Sable before it, right?
Yeah.
Earlier in this pod, rather. So, and then most influential. Like, I don't know if we all sync up on this or not.
GTA 5.
Yep.
That's where I land as well. And that's exactly how this went down last time. Is
Yeah.
like sometimes the influential game just stands out.
Someone said Counter-Strike in the chat, and we were like, oh. And then we were like,
yeah, for sure. We're like, oh, yeah, definitely CS. CS
Yeah.
is definitely the most influential.
But that year that we had, and that first time we did this was like, there was a ton of bangers. So
there was.
But again, whenever you look at a game of year list, I would love to figure out which one of these is the weakest. So what was the one we've done now? 2013. What did we do prior? Do you know?
2000 to
2000.
the aughts, 2000, 2000.
Triple Z is triple nil. All right, good.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of cool to go back in time and see where we've come, because you see a lot of these games that like broke the mold back in the day and were highly celebrated, and everyone has kind of like evolved these games in a different way, right? Like you go and you look at a Brothers Tale of Two Sons. That is the same guy that did the one where the brothers break out of jail, and then It Takes Two, which got Game of the Year for the Game Awards last year. So kind of cool to watch that 10-year evolution of all those designers.
Or like Dragon's Dogma that just got announced the sequel, and the like internet's kind of like a buzz about that game right now.
I know, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. I'd be excited to hop back in, only because I didn't appreciate the first one because I never played it, and also Dragon's Dogma 2 could essentially be a cool game with shiny graphics.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Too. Well, I think that's it for the night. Shelby, Andy, where can our listeners find more of you?
There's a you said more. You said more of me. Okay, you said more of
guys.
Onlyankles.com, actually, if you'd like to.
Onlyankles.com. Oh my gosh, go buy the URL now.
I think Shelby's would be Only Cankles.
Onlyankles.com. Well, you got to be a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Or you get them both.
That's right. Ankles and cankles. Everything your heart's desire.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. So where can they find you besides
you guys? Yeah, you guys can find me on twitch.tv/armoredandy, or you can find me on Twitter as well. I've been causing some trouble there. I am also trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so that I can start doing some monetization in videos and continue producing content there. I will do a lot of streaming, and then a lot of it always ends up on YouTube, especially a lot of the roleplay stuff. So
yeah.
So if people missed it, they can go back and go follow the whole story that way.
Nice.
So.
Well, I want to thank you for just coming on with us, Fish. Andy's been with us since the beginning and has been a loyal friend of the show, and we appreciate that. And it's nice to have him back. It's been far too long.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. We were hanging out at Andy before he kind of hit the success that he's been seeing. Like, if I remember, we hit a pandemic, and it's like, we're all doing the things now. Let's try it out. And it's just been cool to.
We liked Andy before it was cool.
You deserve. That's really cool. What was that?
We liked Andy before it was cool to like
Before
Andy.
It was cool to like Andy. Exactly right.
It's still not cool.
Hey. You're cool, man.
If you want more of us, feel free to follow us on our social channels. Those are in the description. If you're in from the raid, welcome. We appreciate you being here. We do some streams. We try to do a podcast once a week, normally on Tuesdays, sometimes on Wednesdays. You just never know. If you're listening on the audio feed, drop us a review, click on 5 stars. That is a wrap for this week. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Who we raiding?
I don't know how. We'll find someone to raid.
/raid in the chat, and then find someone, and then put their name in, and boom, you go raid. Yeah.
We got to pay it forward.
There'll be a countdown. Yeah, there'll be a countdown. So.
I got it.
Okay, Casey's all over it.
I just type in their name. Okay. Do I have to put I feel like such an old man boomer right now. Shall we hit the music while we do this so everyone can know how old I am?
Music, that's right. And then if you're watching out there, we're also going to play a little snippet from Andy as well up in the back end. If you want to check that out, you can do that. And have a good night, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.